A very pleasant morning everyone. Welcome to Vidhyalakshmi YouTube channel. So today we discuss about the topic class 10 laws of motion, inertia. So first we start definition of inertia. So what is the definition of inertia? The inherent property of a body to resist any change in its state of rest or the state of uniform motion unless it is influenced upon by an external unbalanced force. Okay, so this is called as a inertia. So it is nothing but you have to consider any one example. You are traveling in bus. So a man to fall backward or forward while starting suddenly or applying brake in a bus. So what is the reason? So this is called as a inertia. Okay, so it is an inherent property to change its state of rest or motion condition. You have to apply any external force, the conditions it will be changed. We called as a inertia. And next, types of inertia. So there is a three types of inertia: inertia of rest, inertia of motion and inertia of direction. So first we start inertia of rest. So what is inertia of rest? The resistance of a body to change its state of rest is called as a inertia of rest. And second one, inertia of motion, the resistance of a body to change its state of motion is called as a inertia of motion. And third type, inertia of direction. So the resistance of a body to change its direction of motion is called as a inertia of directions. So we will discuss one by one. First, inertia of rest. So in before slide I explained. So what is inertia of rest? To change its state of rest we called as inertia of rest. I given one example. So when you have consider one branch of tree, you shake the tree, some of the leaves and fruits are detected on the fall down. So what is the reason? So it is the inertia of rest. So in rest condition it will be changes to motion condition. And next one is inertia of motion. So what is the inertia of motion? Is nothing but in change its state of motion we called as a inertia of motion. You have to consider the example. So when athlete runs some distance before jumping. So what is the reason? Because of this will help to him jump longer and higher. So this is inertia of motion. So in rest conditions it changes to motion condition. And next one is inertia of, so this is an example for inertia of motions. Okay, so athletes run some distance before jumping and it is jump longer and higher, it is help to inertia of motion. And next, inertia of direction. So what is inertia of direction? Is nothing but the resistance of a body to change its direction of motion is called as the inertia of directions. So the directions it will be changes. So you have to consider the example, when you make a sharp turn while driving a car, you turn to move sideways. So this is an example for inertia of direction. And next topic, linear momentum. So what is linear momentum? What is the definition of linear momentum? The product of mass and velocity. Simply you can remember the product of mass and velocity. So the product of mass and velocity of a moving body, it gives the magnitude of linear momentum and it acts the direction of the velocity of the object. Okay, so this is the concept of linear momentum. So and one more point, the linear momentum is a vector quantity. It is a vector quantity and the linear momentum is denoted as P and formula is mass into velocity, and the SI unit of linear momentum kg meter per second, or we can write kg ms power minus 1. So these are all the important points about linear momentum. Okay, all of you clear? What is linear momentum? It is nothing but product of mass and velocity. And next, Newton's first law. So what is the statements? Newton's first law, it is mainly related to inertia. So one thing you remember, all of you, Newton's first law is mainly related to inertia and Newton's second law is related to linear momentum. So, we start the Newton's first law. So, what is the statement? The law states that every body continues to be in its state of rest or the state of uniform motion along a straight line unless it is acted upon by some external force. Okay, is it clear? In inertia definitions is also same as the Newton's first law statement. And next, types of forces. So, what are the types of forces? Forces is nothing but push or pull any object. Okay. So, what are the types of forces is mainly depends upon the directions is classified into two types. One is like parallel forces and other one is unlike parallel forces. So, first like parallel forces. What is like parallel force? So, like parallel force is nothing but two or more forces of equal or unequal magnitude acting along the same directions. Okay, two or more forces equal or unequal magnitude acting along the same directions and parallel to each other. This is called as a like parallel force. You have to consider this as example for same distance for moving your some objects. Okay, so this is like parallel force an example, and next one is unlike parallel force. So, what is unlike parallel force? If two or more equal forces or unequal forces act along the opposite directions. Okay, so like parallel force is the same direction and unlike parallel force is nothing but opposite directions parallel to each other. So, this is called as a unlike parallel force. So, example you have to consider tug of war. So, tug of war is a example for unlike parallel force. And next one, resultant force. So, what is resultant force? So, resultant is nothing but the several force act on simultaneously on same body. Okay, for upward or downward or left or right, anything you have to consider several forces act simultaneously on the same object. The combined effect of multiple forces can be represented by a single term or single force we called as a resultant force. Okay, so you add all the forces. Resultant force is nothing but you have to add all the forces we called as a resultant force. Okay, and next we will move to Newton's second law. So, what is the Newton's second law? So, according to this law, the force acting on a body is directly proportional to rate of change of linear momentum. Okay, already I have explained. So, what is linear momentum? And the linear momentum is related to Newton's second law of motion and inertia is related to Newton's first law of motions. Okay, all of you understand the concept of Newton's second law. So, it states that the force acting on your body, is directly proportional to rate of change of linear momentum. So, of the body and change in momentum takes place in the directions of the force. Okay, so this is the definition of Newton's second law of motions. So, linear momentum is denoted as P and the change in linear momentum is denoted as delta P. So, in change in means we can write that final momentum minus initial momentum. Okay. So, thank you all of you.